Welcome back to Margaritas in Paradise. Hey, can you believe it's still winter in Thailand? I'll tell you what, today was one of the first warm days that I've seen in a long time. It's been getting, when we talk about winter in Thailand, you know, the average temperature is basically about 21 to 32 degrees. So the average temperature here in the middle of Thailand. Now, the further north you go, of course, it gets cooler there. And the further south you get, it gets quite a bit warmer. 3 seasons in Thailand, and during the winter season, the dry season, the high season, okay, which is basically October 15th all the way until the day after Songkran in Pattaya, okay, which would be like April 21st, something like that. But normally, that's the coolest months that we have here. And in the past, I don't know, maybe the past 5 or 6 years or something like that, the temperatures, you know, normally will drop at the end of November time frame, maybe until the first week of December or something like that, is when we see the coolest temperatures here in Thailand. And what I mean by coolest temperatures, when it's dropping down into the mid 70s or something like that, that's when I have to get my hoodie out. All right. So anyway, it's just because I'm climatized. Don't feel sorry for me. This year has been totally different. And I don't know what the scenario is or anything. But I'll tell you, the temperatures, of course, they started dropping about mid-November, so at nighttime. And they stayed low at night, like maybe down into the 16 degree, which moves us down into like the high 60s. And it's been pretty chilly here. So much so that I even keep a hoodie in my motorbike right now, and then I take another hoodie with me. Yeah, it's crazy. But today we finally had a little bit warmer weather, and I actually have my air conditioner running today. But in all honesty, my electric bill has been only 1,000 baht a month because I haven't been running aircon. The weather has been very cool here, and most people love that. Okay, they love the fact that in the evenings, the lows in the temperatures around here in the low 70s. But now I think it's about that time of the year where it's going to start warming up a little bit. And even right now, I'm looking at Alexa, and she's telling me it's 79 degrees outside, and that would be something that I would wear a hoodie for cooler. But I think today we had temperatures up around 84, 85 degrees, so it's starting to warm up. During the days have been really nice, and high season generally, the temperatures are pretty good during the day. It's not so hot. So that's another reason why high season is a good time to come here. Well, it's probably the main reason is the weather itself. Now, with that being said, the air quality. I was going to mention this to you too. We have an app here. Called Air Visual. I'll put a link here showing you what it looks like, and a link in the description below for you to find it. But anyway, and you can search for air quality all over the world. Definitely check out air quality here in Pattaya, Thailand, and then compare it to the rest of Thailand in general, which you're going to find out the further north you go, even into Bangkok area, the air quality is probably going to be less favorable, or it's going to be in a higher range, okay? And here, we're kind of in the mid-range, and then further south you go, it gets better. And of course, if you're out on the islands and that sort of thing, it's usually better out there as well. The government of Thailand's been doing great as far as enforcing new rules, environmental rules, to try to eliminate the smog levels that are pushing the air quality levels so high here in Thailand. And they've got together with some environmental organization that's basically monitoring people burning sugarcane. I think it's sugarcane fields and things like that. And so that's going on. And right now, we don't have as much smog as we've had in the past, because we think it's the government agencies enforcing this ban on burning. Basically, there's still burning. There's no doubt about that. But the thing is they're enforcing it where they can, and it's turning out beneficial for Thailand. Now, it's still horrible. Okay, air quality this time of the year, all the way up until, let's say, the first portion of May, it's going to be horrible. The rest of the year, it's pretty nice out. All right, but for the high season, the end of December, the beginning of January, February, March timeframe, the air quality in general, if it's going to be bad, it's going to be the worst during that time of the year. If you can get by that and not have to worry about, wearing a mask or something like that. If you have lung problems or breathing problems and you're thinking about coming to Thailand, definitely go south to Thailand. I would say that this area here, if you have health problems that are dealing with respiratory and that sort of thing, this area could be a problem, and that's something to take a definite look at. Look at the history. I think it's only going to get better now because they finally started realizing how it's affecting everything, tourism and the whole 9 yards, health of the people, that sort of thing. So that's something to definitely take a look at. Now, what else I want to talk to you about? Super Bowl Sunday, and for me it's Super Bowl Monday. Now, everybody asks me if I'm going to have a Super Bowl party. No, not necessarily, but I'm going to be at Danny's Sports Bar in Treetown. I'll put a link there for that as well. He has 2 sports bars. Okay, it's Danny's Sports Bar Treetown is number 1, and number 2 is the Danny Sports Bar out on Soy Bacau. And they're pretty close to each other, but I'll be at the Treetown one, and the place is going to be packed. You're more than welcome to join us over there. Now, I have a table over there, and I already have people invited for my table. Definitely get a hold of Danny. I'll put his contact information here, and it's a great time. Now, it's not all Americans that are going to be in there, but it's going to be a lot of Americans, and it's going to be a lot of Eagles fans, I'm sure, and they'll be me. Get over there, and you can't find me by hearing my voice. Just ask for Big Tom or something like that. Most people know. You'll see me in the Chiefs jersey and everything else. So he's got food there for you to eat. Of course, there's all the booze and everything that you want. I'm probably going to be more in the lattes and and Coke Zeros type stage. If you're in town, come on out. Let's see here. I think if you jumped on a flight right now, you could get here in time. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. Let's see here. I want a shout out. I have this member section that I told you guys about before. It's doing very good, and I'm trying to put out members only videos within that area, and I try to send out messages in that. And of course, I want to go through and acknowledge the members that are in that area. So, of course, we have a shout out to Matt L, to Enzo, Asen, I appreciate your upgrade too, Middle of Nowhere, Keith B, Big Slick, I appreciate everything you've done, Florida Gator, Paul M. Thank you very much, guys, for being members of Margaritas in Paradise, members only area. Thank you very much. And then there's also another shout out I'm going to put out to Quinn. Just had lunch with him the other day. I know he's in town kind of looking for a place to stay and looking at the entire area over for potential retirement and that sort of thing. But hope to see more of you. Anyway, we're going to press on. Then if you haven't done so already, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, that you're hitting that subscribe button. Hit the little bell next to it for future notifications of videos that are coming out. Let's keep going. Hey, I recently in another video had mentioned this weight loss medicine, this Ozempic, and several other ones that are out there that are available. And I wanted to clarify this for anybody that's out there. You know, weight loss is a serious topic. I've struggled with it all my life, but I'm fine, or I feel like I'm really on a good plan, and I've been trying to keep you guys up. Like today, I'm at 133.8 kilos, but I have no intentions of using any of this medicine or this diabetic medicine or anything like that personally. I have my own plan in place that's working, but I do get questions all the time about certain medicines, on the availability and that sort of thing. And a good friend of mine specifically, John, he asked me to look it up. He's in the U.S. and see what the prices are. And then right after John asked me, another person, another YouTube subscriber, asked me about it as well. So these are questions that I'm trying to answer for people. I get them all the time, you know, of dental care or health care in general, golf courses, you know, all kinds of different things that I try to help you guys out. If you need some help, you know, ask me a question and I'll try my best. Obviously, if it's a Google type question, definitely use Google. Google's your friend. But, you know, the local knowledge that I have here, I'm willing to share it with you, okay? And a lot of times it's my opinion, so I hope you take it that way. I'm no expert. And, you know, as you can see with this YouTube channel, I'm pretty novice when it comes to all this. But again, if you need some help, let me know. So, lastly, concerning these meds, okay, I want to make it clear that if you're considering using these meds, make sure you go through your doctor. Get a medical, your doctor will give you a plan, and they'll figure out between your weight, this, that, and the other, how much is available. They may tell you the differences between all of the different meds that are out there and what's available in this area. And somebody that can monitor what's going on. So if you need to adjust or, you know, that type of stuff. I have another good friend here that had a reaction to it, and he had to get off of the medicine. And another viewer subscriber sent me a comment today about having another type of stomach reaction of some sort. But definitely go through a doctor if you're considering using that type of thing that can affect your internal workings. Use a doctor. You know, make sure you don't just take something as a test. Take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody else will. I have several other content videos that are coming out. Of course, in another video we were talking about why people stay here and that. Okay, and one of the comments that you know, I always ask when I talk to somebody who's here and that really likes this area, you know, and they're telling me that they're getting ready to leave, go back to wherever they're from, and you can see it in their eyes that they're just sad, you know. So I always ask them, when are you coming back? And again, most people, when they take a vacation, and we were talking about this here, you take a trip to China or something like that. It's a once-in-a-lifetime trip. And, you know, more than likely, it's a once-in-a-lifetime deal, right? You're probably not coming back. But more than likely, if you spent any time at all in the Pattaya area or the Phuket area or maybe even Bangkok, more than likely, you're coming back. And so can I give you good reasons for that? You know, I looked it up on Google, and Google says it's because, number one, the affordable prices, and that's a fact. You know, I've talked about this here. Inflation doesn't affect Pattaya Thailand in general. The only thing inflation has ever affected here is tourist items, okay? So if you're staying at a international hotel like a Hilton or something like that, you're going to pay international prices. All right, but if you're staying at a mom and pop type hotel that's 3 or 4 or 5 star around here, you're going to pay Thailand prices. So you kind of keep that in the back of your mind. You know, the lively night scene, of course. You have to remember that not everybody comes here for the night scene. And, you know, if you're a young couple or backpackers or single guys or a group of guys that are coming here specifically for the nightlife, that's one thing. But, you know, they only represent maybe 20% of the people that come here. And most of the people that come here in big family groups, they have, you know, the husband and wife, maybe some kids with them, you know, and there's a certain amount of people that come here as just a couple or 2 partners or whatever, and they have they have 10 days to spend in Thailand, and they may spend 1 day in Pattaya and 1 day in Bangkok and, you know, 1 day up in Chiang Mai and 1 day in Chiang Rai and so on. They don't have time to do the same thing that, you know, all these single guys are doing down here in Pattaya, Thailand. So the nightlife is vibrant. It is a great time. But I'll tell you, the area I live in, where the hotels are at this time of night, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock at night right now. And if I go out on the streets right now, it's dead, okay? And this is a Friday night. So it's dead out there. They're not out partying and that type of stuff because they're in bed, because they're going to get up tomorrow and spend the entire day. They're going to go out to Koh Larn. They're going to go do all the tourist type things. I'll tell you another thing I haven't give much credit to, but I hear all the time is this elephant sanctuary here in Pattaya. Everybody loves it. I've heard in the last month at least 50 people comment about how great this thing is, this elephant sanctuary. And anyway, I haven't been out there. I'm not sitting there recommending it necessarily. I'll try to put a link in here for it, but maybe it's something to check out, because I've heard nothing but really good comments and comments from, you know, my friends that are here. You know, they don't normally do tourist type things. You know, they're expats. They live here. They have their routines and that type of stuff. But even my friends that are here say, they tell me, Tom, get out there and check that out. Do a video on the elephant sanctuary here in Pattaya. It's definitely worth it. So, is that something to put on your list while you're in town? If you have an afternoon, I don't know how long it takes to go through it, but definitely check it out. And I'll try to put a link for that as well in here. You know, again, they talk about easy access to Bangkok, because Pattaya is right in the middle of everything. They have easy access to, you have Utapao, which is an international airport that's just an hour away from here. And then you have the 2 airports in Bangkok. That's another thing. We're only an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on where you're going in Bangkok, away from Bangkok. We are so centrally located that you can do anything from the Pattaya area. You really can. And I've talked about this, golfing, you know, 25 golf courses within an hour. And there's all the other sports out there, whether it's tennis or pickleball or all that type of stuff, lawn bowling and bowling, and all the beach activities from volleyball and so on. So there's lots to do here, whether you're just going out to the beach and having a suntan and a cocktail, or watching a fire show, or doing they pull you around with a parachute on your back or something like that, and you're flying all over the place, that type of stuff, and island hop and so on. So this place has a reputation for that type of a holiday, and a lot of people come here for 7-10 days. It's relatively cheap, depending on where you're coming from, okay, to get here in general. And people base out of here because it's relatively cheap to fly. A good example, let's say you wanted to go to the Philippines. I can fly to the Philippines and back for $300. All right, so what's that, 10,000 baht, something like that. And then you can also jump from here to Vietnam Now, I haven't been to Vietnam yet, but I want to go. Anyway, but I want to say it was like maybe $90, maybe one way, $90 back. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's very, very cheap to travel from this area. So you can use Thailand in general as a base and kind of hop around. And a lot of people do that. All kinds of culture and heritage stuff that's going on right here. But you can Google that as well. Just a variety of attractions. You know, one of the things that I love, and you probably see it from my videos, is I go to these music events. Professional rock stars, musicians, jazz, blues guys that come over here, they're retired, and they go out and they want to jam. You know, so they come out to these local bars and they step up, they hit an open mic, that type of stuff, and it happens all the time. And that's the reason why you should definitely check out Leo's down here at Park Beach Condo. It's a great spot to stop in. And, you know, he doesn't always have music going on. More than not likely, it's just off the Spotify or something like that. But sometimes he gets players in there that'll pull a guitar off the wall and just start jamming. So it's somewhere to definitely check out. And there's all kinds of other places in town as well. And then the last thing I want to comment about why people keep coming back here. You know, again, I mentioned this was, I think, one of the very first thing was affordability. Prices haven't went up since I started coming here. They really haven't. Maybe food costs has went up if I wanted to buy a steak or something like that. But in general, you know, I talked about this before, a bot bus, a local transportation that's really popular here from point A to point B. It costs 10 baht. 10 baht is approximately, what they come out to be, maybe 30 cents, something like that for US. All right, so 18 years ago, is that right? 19 years ago. 19 years ago, it was 10 baht. Today it's 10 baht. It hasn't changed. Before I was staying in a hotel, and it ended up costing me, it was like $28, 1,000 baht. All right. Now, the same hotel that's still there, still popular, it's 1,000 baht, $28. And there's all kinds of places like that. You can, we just went over to Koh Larn earlier this week. There'll be a video on that coming out as well. It stayed in a brand new, maybe 3.5, 4-star hotel, brand spanking new. Okay. And it cost me with tax and everything. It was it was 900 baht. Less than 1,000. Let's call it $28. Okay, and it was fantastic. Had a free breakfast, the whole 9 yards. So, and that place is called Amigo. Spelled AMIIGO. So if you're over on Koh Larn, that's a good place. It's not sitting right on the beach, but it's close to the beach. But it's right in the middle of the nightlife entertainment, and that's the reason why I went over there. I wanted to listen to Thai music. I wanted to hear good Thai music, and I like the cocktails. They have these bucket cocktails and that sort of thing, and I enjoy that type of thing. So this place is really doable, and Pattaya is just one location, and we got places all over Thailand that are just like Pattaya, or specific areas, you know, Koh Samui, Phuket, Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and so on. So, and there's other ones out there, you can look them up. Future videos that I have coming out, I have a video coming out soon about additional red flags when you're dating a Thai woman. Okay, and with that being said, if you can think of any new red flags that have always been in your past about dating Thai women in general, put them in the comment section below. I'll try to add it to this video as well. And then let's see here. I also have another video. We've been talking about motorbike safety here lately, and I have a friend of mine, and some of you guys know this friend. He asked me not to use his name, so we're going to call him Crash or something like that. But anyway, he ended up having a motorbike accident, and he gave me the entire story, some pictures as well. And broke down the cost, what it ended up costing him. and this is medical costs and everything. So anyway, stay tuned for that one there. And then I also have another love story. Okay, I had some YouTube guys come into town, and we took them out, and eventually they kind of went off on their own, and they made all the mistakes. But the thing is they were brand new, first time ever in Pattaya, Thailand. They had plans to go all over Thailand. Anyway, stand by for that one too. That's another good video that's coming out. I didn't know if I wanted to really do another video about that because it seems like it's the same old story. But this one's kind of exciting, and it just shows you that as much as people prepare, it's hard to learn until you go through this experience for yourself. So anyway, that's all I have for now. Go Chiefs, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.